What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. And yes, indeed, it is another one. So we're down to the last wire. I got Kamala that we're going to present in the broadcast room as well with her interview, things like that. And they're going to be talking about it on Fox, and I'm also on CNN right here. Apparently this actor gentleman right here. And he's also acted on one of the shows that I do like to watch every now and then called Chicago PD and things like that. That's a very cool show. Been watching it off and on for years. But we're gonna go here now. Apparently, he's friends with Obama, and Obama had to give him a call and put him in his place out here.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
This is crazy. So let's go here now. Quarters, nickels, and dimes.
I've known the president for years now, and a mutual contact, said that he wanted to speak. I wanted to speak to him. I didn't offer it as a criticism. For me, it was nothing more than strategists in a room saying, "Hey, what is the best messaging for Black men?" I have focused the past 6 weeks of going around the country with a barbershop campaign, right? Going to barbershops to talk to Black men, since I heard this every election cycle, they always say that Black men are siphoned off. And I found the most effective way to communicate to the men in those gatherings was saying, what do you want? Vote for what you want. Declare what your values are, and then go out and make the choice on that. Don't consider my candidate or the other candidate. Vote for what you want.
Oh, hell. Oh, hope. You know that ain't what Obama gonna you know that ain't what. Come on, man. You're supposed to be rooting for your candidate all the way through and through out here. Yeah. Then Obama had to call him up. Okay, this is crazy out here, man.
And I found it to be effective. What they would say is, what are you doing here? This is the first time someone came and asked that of me. And so I was saying simply, that's not the way to get to folks. What I've experienced in the past 6 weeks is the facts. Folks want to see, what have you delivered?
Did he acknowledge that it was not delivered the right way?
No.
We actually didn't get into which was better or if it was criticism. It was saying that we were on the same page. We just wanted to clear it. We wanted to make sure that we were on the same page and that we wanted to reach out to folks. And I think it's just a matter of
but how he went about trying to reach out, we know that was the wrong damn way. Let's keep this honest. You don't come out trying to sun everybody and then talk about some better be glad if Michelle's not here. And what are you talking about? Calling people pookies and stuff like that. Listen, look, man. And this is the deal. The shaming language that you're using, that the Black women do use against us and have been for quite some time, it's just not working anymore. It's just not working anymore. And see, this is the thing right here. Instead of him coming out with tangibles, talking about things that we want as Black men, and then, they finally tried to rush something in, a bunch of marijuana and a couple of tax breaks that's already on the books and shit. But, that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. And this is sad, though. But, yeah, though, dude, you let your so-called friend or whatever, your associate, however you want to put this shit, man, like, come on, dude. Come on, dude.
Messaging one way or the other. And that the focus shouldn't be on the criticism or what is perceived as criticism or what is perceived as the right way or the wrong way to get to Black men. Is the first thing is to approach.
Yes, that should be the focus, on the right or wrong way to get to Black men. That should be the focus. That's the whole point. Of the reason why we lit the shit out of Obama on the damn internet. That's the whole point. It's a right and wrong way to do every damn thing. Everything. It's a right and wrong way to do things.
and engage black men, accept the challenge, and get out the
Yeah.
vote.
I mean, Coleman, we had you on last week when this happened. You were critical of it then.
Yeah.
And you probably believe, I guess, I assume, that there is some movement toward the right among
Absolutely.
black men.
I mean, we've been talking about that not only on this show, on other shows on this network for over a year. Pew has been studying this issue. There is a clear trend among black men towards the Republican Party and away from Democrats. It's not just about Trump or Biden or Kamala. It's about a party effect. And the question is, why is that? I think it's even bigger than black men. I think it's men in general. I think there's something about the Democratic Party
I think it's
that is
insignificant.
a lot.
It's
Probably
insignificant.
20 different
We've
poll
had
results
the
say
same
differently.
conversation going all the way back.
No, actually, it's really a
the 80s.
phenomenon of
And the fact is, in this
the
election,
past 8 years.
give me any candidate who wouldn't want 85% of any demographics vote.
Trump
'cause that's what
actually
the-
got
that's what they're
more
looking.
of the black vote in 2020 than
I
he
know
Carrie,
he
you
actually
also-
got 3
But that's
points.
within-
You're actually right. He got
Sorry,
three
but
more
that's-
points.
No, but
He
it's a
got
trend.
3 more points.
You also think it's
And yes,
not
a
as
trend line.
significant.
A trend line of
You're
a
just
trend line
like-
is not 4. Is not 3 points.
Exactly.
Burying your head in the sand isn't going
It's
to
not
fix
I
burying
the
know,
your
and
head.
that's why we're going
It's a
around
real trend.
messaging to people.
Right, but I
Equity.
think the
Obviously,
problem
calling
Obama had.
black men sexist
I think
is
the
not
problem
gonna
the
fix
problem
this issue.
Obama had, and I even reacted to it when he did it, and I've been on the other side of when Obama does that. It's the sort of lectury chiding Obama without treating them in a respectful manner. I didn't find that a respectful way to treat anybody, and immediately really pushing hard on identity politics over what do you want as a person, not just a man, as a person in American society. And I think there's a part of Obama that is the hope person, and then there's that. And I don't think that's an effective way. I think you're 100%
Well,
right.
I think what he was saying is something that we've all been saying, and that's something that, I mean, as offensive as Donald Trump is to black men, it's very hard for a black man to understand why would someone vote for.
Right.
Right? It's racist actions, it's racist words, it's racist policies, right? And so that was the thing that's in the front. And so
Where's all that been at? Where is all that out of all the crap that people done dealt with the Democrats and stuff like that for 60 fucking years out here?
So what the French toast is there to think
60.
about?
Shout out to LBJ, because we supposed to have been voting for Democrats for 200 and something years. Supposed to have been. But out of all the stuff we've been dealing with, especially as black men, and the situation with Biden back in the day with the law that he passed and things like that, come on, man. And then we continue to keep voting for these people all these decades. And now it's coming to the point to where everybody finally fed up, and you want to come out talking about giving us trinkets and this and that. Then you get Obama coming out talking about some that he disappointed and stuff. Who cares whether or not you're disappointed? We're disappointed in the way y'all been treating this thing for 60 years. Yeah, we're disappointed in the way that you've been carrying yourselves out here. We're disappointed in the things that you've been putting in place. We're disappointed with what the bullshit y'all just pulled these past 4 years with letting all these bats up in here and just giving them fucking money. So who's disappointed in who?
So what I said was reactionary. I said, yeah, the president shouldn't speak to them that way. Because I have found that something is more effective.
Right.
It was seen as criticism, and that's valid. I don't think that's as much an issue as the point of making sure that we continue to talk to them and get them out to the polls. And the trend that you're talking about it will not be that significant.
It's on the
Will not be.
margins.
It's on the margins, and those 2 or 3 points may add up to something, and that's why we're engaging black men. That's why the vice president has put out a platform to answer some of those challenges.
Just a key question, actually, because
Real
I wanted to
quick,
ask you
Scott.
the policies in that. I mean, effectively, she said, I'm going to give you marijuana, I'm going to give you crypto, and I'm going to give you unconstitutional government bribes. If a white
That's not-
Republican
Hang on.
politician had done that,
We-
we would be in
That-
24/7.
we gotta
That is
go,
a
but
real
listen,
disservice
Scott.
to a
Hey, look, he smoked their ass right then. Like a pack of Newports in a ninja's hand out here. He smoked them. Yes, it would be a huge problem if Donald Trump or any other white man came out and said they're going to give us marijuana crypto and some other little shit. Man, come on, bro. Come on, bro. See, it's the fakeness for me. And everybody want to start shucking and jiving on the damn panel and shit. And that's for real, though. Now everybody got a problem when the white boys speak up and tell the truth.
Like an
Yeah,
actual
and-
substantive
and
policy
actually-
To
platform.
me, it was completely
Actually,
pandering
Scott,
from
that's-
reality.
Scott. Okay.
Don't Scott. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Oh, don't Scott. Excuse me, ma'am. See, here we go. It's always the sisters pointing their little crusty fingers at people out here. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm sorry that he told the truth. Oh, when sisters get so bold, they gonna start checking white men out here.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
When that start happening? Oh yeah. You call me racist, whatever you want to call me. I'm being honest right now. When the fuck that start happening? Anyway, this is crazy. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all want to stop the man from talking because he actually telling y'all dumbasses the truth. Yeah, we all know the truth out here. And see, this is the problem that we're seeing these actresses and actors on the news platforms, and they showing their raw ass out here. They're showing their true colors. And then they wondering why people are switching up on the votes around here. They're wondering why people are leaving people dry. Because we sick of the no Vaseline situation.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Pandering
Scott,
from
Scott,
reality.
Scott. Okay, young people, regardless of their race, they want to hear about crypto. They want to hear about
But it was for
marijuana.
black men. It was
The
stated
No.
to be for
decriminalization.
only
Yeah, it was
black
stated
men.
because black
But-
men asked, "What are you going to do
And
for
it-
me?"
I
And
mean,
hold
and-
on.
Right. But that ain't what we asking for out here. What are you talking about? And then you gonna try to dumb us down to a bunch of potheads and handout needing motherfuckers and shit like that. No, at the end of the day, these black women need the handouts and shit. That's the reason why they need y'all to fix them damn college loans.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
So don't try to come up here with all this crap about what black men asked what they was gonna do. Right. But we ain't asking for no doggone marijuana. Are you kidding me out here? With the dope fiend rhetoric? Okay. So we a bunch of dope fiends that need little 25 grand or whatever it was they said that they was gonna try to give us and things like that. You know. Yeah, okay. No, we need real tangibles. How about some healthcare situations going on? How about some real programs, you know what I'm saying, for the children to actually, especially the boys, can actually learn some trades maybe? How about some real shit? You know, instead of sitting around here with this dump, trying to give us more substances to keep us more dumbed down and things like that. Talking about what the black men asked for, what they was going to do. Yeah, we ain't asking for that. And you know, yeah, I get it. The stereotype. I do get it. But Jesus Christ, man, cut the crap.
Hold on,
And
Scott.
the loans-
The idea that those
the
are
loans
just
were
It's
by
saying
race,
that
which
this
is
is what
unconstitutional.
black
it's
men
not-
is, I think, not true.
It's not loans for black men. It's
That's what
loans
it
for
was.
anyone. No, it isn't.
It
No,
was
it isn't.
That's the point. It was aimed at black men. So it's not specifically loans for black men. Oh, it's aimed at is the weed aimed at everybody too?
And what the French toast is there to think about?
I'm just asking questions out here.
You old fish-eyed fool.
This is crazy.
Specifically
She
said-
was
was
actually
telling
she
this
was
will-
telling you this will be effective for you too.
For
a
you
policy
also.
that I had already put out a week ago, actually a month ago, that these entrepreneurial loans will be beneficial to you. Just like I tell black folks, it is a black policy. Social Security is a black policy. Medicare is a black policy. It is effective and
There we go.
and it impacts your community as much as anyone else's community.
right,
So it is
everyone.
not identity politics.
Thank
It's
you.
That's bullshit. This whole campaign has been ran off identity politics out here. Y'all stupid. Yeah, but we're not supposed to know any better. Okay, then. So we're going to keep going. And we're going to see what Fox had to say about this situation with Kamala sitting down with that correspondent and things like that. Let's go here now. Quarters, nickels, and dimes.
Well, it was must-see TV last night. Bret Baier pressed Vice President Kamala Harris on everything from the border to the economy to Joe's mental fitness during her first formal sit-down interview with Fox News as vice president.
And with less than 3 weeks to the election day, the Democratic nominee trying to make the case that she offers a new way forward despite being in power the last 3.5 years.
If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
But you've been the person holding the office.
Come on.
Come on.
So it was a tense interview at times as Harris tried to dodge some questions and point the blame toward Donald Trump. Toward the end of the interview, though, Bret says it had to quickly be wrapped up after her team signaled to him to stop.
There are
That
critics
they
who
feel-
look at what the administration did and say and think differently. Madam Vice President, they're wrapping me very hard here. I hope you got to say what you wanted to say about Donald Trump. There are a lot of things.
There's more to say. I have much more
there
to
are
say.
a lot, Madam Vice President.
And
They're giving me a hard rap.
Well, I thank you for the time.
Okay. Prior to that moment, Harris faced several tough, direct questions like how her presidency would differ from the current Biden-Harris administration.
So you're not Joe Biden, you're not Donald Trump, but nothing comes to mind that you would do differently?
Let me be very clear. My presidency will not be a continuation of Joe Biden's presidency. And like every new president that comes in to office, I will bring my life experiences, my professional experiences, and fresh and new ideas. I represent a new generation of leadership. I, for example, am someone who has not spent the majority of my career in Washington, D.C.
Your campaign slogan is a new way forward, and it's time to turn the page. You've been vice president for 3.5 years. So what are you turning the page from?
Well, first of all, turning the page from the last decade in which we've been burdened with the kind of rhetoric coming from Donald Trump that has been designed and
The last decade. Okay. So Obama was in that thing for 8 years, Trump for 4, you guys for basically 3.5. Who's been really affecting the country the longest out here? I don't know. Maybe my math is off. Or maybe I was just born yesterday. I don't know. You know, I'm trying to figure this out. You trying to effectively turn from what Trump has done. Y'all been running the country most of the decade. What are you talking about?
implemented to divide our country and have Americans literally point fingers at each other.
Madam
That
Vice
is
President, more than
turning the
70% of people
That is
tell
about turning the
pollsters-
page on rhetoric that people are frankly exhausted of, Brett.
You've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
But you've been the
since-
person
Come
holding
on,
the office.
Come on.
Madam
You
Vice
and I
President.
both know what I'm talking about. You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is that over the last decade,
But you're
people
the
have
lever of
become,
power.
but listen, over the last decade, it is clear to me, and certainly the Republicans who are on stage with me, the former chief of staff to the president, Donald Trump, former defense secretaries, national security advisor, and his vice president. One, that he is unfit to serve, that he is unstable, that he is dangerous.
So, all them people that he fired for not doing their damn jobs out here. Okay.
So when we had Bret Baier on yesterday to preview the big conversation with Kamala Harris, one of the things I noted is that what Bret Baier is really good when it comes down to the research. And we saw that yesterday because it was question after question based on her record and prior statements. And I got to be honest, she didn't meet the moment in the sense of having a response to those questions, but I think it was a better format for Kamala Harris versus some of the softball interviews that she's gotten. At least she rose to the occasion in the sense of wanting to fight back. And so if you're on the left, maybe you applaud her. But if you're someone that's been waiting for the big interview, then you thank Bret Baier for asking those tough questions.
I was glad he pressed her on, you've been the one that's been in office for 3.5 years. And then it was almost that moment where she said, but I haven't been to Europe either. When she said, but Donald Trump was running. He said, but you're the one in office. You're the one that we're turning to for change. You want to turn the page, but this is what you've stood for. He said in 2019, when you ran for president, you wanted to allow immigrants to apply for driver's licenses, free tuition, free health care. Do you still support that? Kamala said, that was 5 years ago. I will follow the laws. And then Brett said, but you chose Tim Walz as your running mate. And he signed all of this into state law. So do you support this? She hesitated and she said, we are clear. We will support federal law.
Right. And, you know,
which means nothing.
Right.
Yesterday when Brett was on with us, as you alluded to, Lawrence,
Change the law.
We talked a little bit about how she is a known filibusterer.
Yes.
And we saw it.
And as soon as he asked the first question and she went into an answer that we've heard a million times, it was like she was reading a teleprompter. About 20 seconds in, he tried to refocus her on the actual question. And it was back and forth the whole time. I'll tell you this. If you and your family set this up as a drinking game before it started and you said, okay, every time she says Donald Trump, I'm going to take a shot, you would have been so
Smashed.
Yeah,
Smashed.
That's a good word. I would say 10 minutes in, because she, every time the going got tough, she went to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think the campaign said, we want to be able to say we've done a tough interview. Okay, they checked that box. They also say, you know, Tim Walz has done a couple of interviews on Fox News Sunday back to back. The campaign, Brian Fallon put out a statement and he said that they reached an audience last night that do not hear a lot directly from her, and she showed her toughness. So I think they think it was a win.
But the question that really I think is going to be played everywhere was when Bret Baier asked a direct question, when did you know about the diminished faculties of the current president of the United States?
And she turned to Donald Trump.
And she went to Donald Trump. And there was a huge pause there, as if she was not expecting that question. But the answer was not sufficient enough, especially when what we witnessed, Ainsley, on the debate stage.
Right. Well, and I was watching Brett last night on Sean's show, and Sean was saying, you know, you were supposed to do this interview at 5. He said she didn't walk out until 5:17. She knew he had a live show at 6 o'clock.
Right.
She knew that he had to turn this, we had to get it into the tape room so that we could push play on that at 6 o'clock. She knew how stressful that would be for the staff, the team, and she knew she could eat into some of her time that she had promised Bret Baier. Bret said we were supposed to have 25 minutes and she only gave us 20 minutes. And he said, I don't like interrupting, but I had to interrupt a lot because she was filibustering. She just kept talking and talking about things I wasn't necessarily asking her about. He said, so I had to interrupt. But he said, if I hadn't interrupted, we would have probably gotten 4 questions in, 5 minutes per question. He said, so I had 75 questions prepared.
Right. He was very well prepared, and he asked a lot of questions throughout the 26 minutes. One of the ways that Donald Trump has really made some hay in the last couple of weeks is with an ad talking about how she supports surgery for prisoners, gender-changing surgery. And he asked her about that. And once again, she started an answer and then she mentioned Donald Trump. Watch.
So are you still in support of using taxpayer dollars to help prison inmates or detained illegal aliens to transition to another gender?
I will follow the law. And it's a law that Donald Trump actually followed. You're probably familiar with, now it's a public report, that under Donald Trump's administration, these surgeries were available on a medical necessity basis to people in the federal prison system. And I think, frankly, that ad from the Trump campaign is a little bit of like throwing, you know, stones when you're living in a glass house.
The Trump aides say that he never advocated for that prison policy and no gender transition surgeries
you know what, you got to take responsible for what happened in your administration.
Yeah, no surgeries happened in his presidency.
It's in black and white.
Would you still advocate for using taxpayer dollars for gender reassignment surgeries?
I will follow the law.
obviously she didn't
Follow the law.
answer the yes or no question, which is, do you support taxpayer funds going to gender reassignment? But that, I mean, she always traps herself. That last line, you got to take responsibility for what happens in your administration. So the border, the 8-point-some million folks that have come across the border, the record inflation in this country, grocery prices going up, an economy that is not bouncing back. Maybe if you like the stock market, then you're happy with it. But if you're going to the grocery store, is she responsible since this is her administration?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, how y'all like them grocery prices out there? You know, how y'all like them grocery prices? Everybody, how y'all like them grocery prices? It's crazy though, man. This is wild. And taking responsibility for what you got going on in your administration. Yeah, man. It is what it is though. We're dealing with the crazy situation right here, things like that. And in this situation right here, everybody needs to actually look at the facts and look at the actual things that we need to look at that's going to be best for the country and then ourselves. Because we really down bad over here. We're down bad over here. Definitely financially, the economy's messed up, tremendously bad. And we got to get this back on track if we want to, keep living as decent human beings over here. Or, if y'all don't want to live decent, oh well. But you got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Vote for who you want to vote for, but man, just vote because you actually feel like that person is the best option. Not for no sideways ass thought process or, no racial situations or crazy stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, that's not solving any problems. We need to solve problems over here. We need to actually do what we need to do to have the jobs and feed our children and things like that, like we're supposed to be doing. And these are just facts. But it is what it is, though, man. Hey, shout out to all my subscribers out there. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.